to Craft Time with Emily. So really excited to be here again. Now before I start, please remember that you can stop and pause this video as many times as you want to so that you can follow the instructions. Now on NSK TV Craft Time today, we are going to really brighten up our homes by making some beautiful flowers and our very own flower pot to put them in. So first of all, I am going to get some tissue paper. So you could pick any colours you want. You could do multicoloured or you could pick a little colour scheme. I've picked red and blue today because I'm starting to think about VE Day and thinking about ways that I can celebrate VE Day in my own home and how I might be able to decorate the outside of my home. So I picked red and blue. So what I've done is I have got 6 pieces of tissue paper that are all the same size. I've done squares, and just to be accurate, I've used a ruler to measure the squares. But as long as they all pretty much look the same size, you'll be okay. So I've got about 6, but you could do as many layers as you want. And I sort of interchange them. So I've done blue and red, blue and red. Just put them on top of each other. And then I'm going to put my blue and my red. So they're all alternate colours like that. I'm just going to align them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold up the end like that. Turn around and fold like a concertina. Fold, and I'm going all the way along my square until it's all folded. Just like that. Fold. Turn one more. And that's fold. So you've got something that looks like this. I'm going to find the centre. And I'm going to get a pipe cleaner. Now ideally you'd use a green pipe cleaner, but I'm just making the most of what I've got in my home at the moment. So I am going to use nice natural brown pipe cleaner. This is kind of going to be like the stem of your flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it like this in the middle. I'm going to fold it behind. And then I'm just going to now twist. Okay, twist the pipe cleaner so it's secure, like that. There you are. So now you've got something like this, or like that. Now what we need to do now is, starting with the top layer, we are just going to pick the top layer out. Like that. The other side. Really spread it and stretch it out. Got the red. Now we're going to do the blue. You can already see it taking on a really dramatic flower shape. And mixing those colours up rather than keeping just a one colour tissue paper, I think really makes a striking effect. Wow, look at that. 2 more layers to go. Last one. And make sure you shape them exactly how you want. And you've got a fabulous flower shape. Now you could try all sorts of colours Here I've got a rare orange and yellow one. The green, my last green pipe cleaner there. Oh, and I've got a really pretty pink one. I've used two different shades for this one rather than two different colours. Put them together and you've got a beautiful bunch of flowers. It is sure to brighten up your house. Now, if I'd wanted them to really, really match, then I could have done all the same colours. That would have been fine. It's completely up to me. Or I could have done a real rainbow effect, because rainbows are really in at the moment, aren't they? So, the only thing is, where am I going to put my flowers? I know. We are going to make our very own vase. Okay, so I'm going to put those over there for a moment. Now, I need you to try and find a jar. So it could be a glass jar. And if you haven't got a glass jar, you could try getting a grown-up to cut the top off a plastic bottle, like a cordial or pop bottle. So you've just got the bottom half of it. But I think these glass jars do seem to work. So this would have been a jam jar or a marmalade jar. Now, what I've done is I have got some more tissue paper, and I've cut that tissue paper into little squares. Now, if you're very little, make sure you're getting some help using your scissors to keep you safe. And I've done all sorts of different coloured squares. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to get some glue. Now, the best glue to use would be a PVA glue, like a school glue. And I'm just using a paintbrush for this. You could use a proper glue stick if you've got one. And I am covering my jar. Now, this jar at the moment has only got one layer of tissue paper on. But as you can see, it doesn't look very dramatic, does it? If you only put one layer of very thin tissue onto a glass jar, you're still going to see the glass, and you're going to see the effects of the glue, and it's not quite there. It's not quite what we're looking for. But the more layers you put on, the better it's going to look. Now, don't worry about keep trying to put the same colours on top of each other. Just go for a mosaic effect. But you do need to make sure that it's always sticky. Once you put it on, put another layer on top. Because when it dries in the sun, that's going to go hard. And that's actually going to make it look better, believe it or not. So just keep layering. Now, if you want to have a system, you've got a bit of a colour code, that's fantastic. But if you're like me and you just like a lovely big splash of colour, you just go for it. Put all your colours on. So you're putting a layer on first. Then you're putting your squares on. Doesn't have to be squares. It could be any shape you want. Just do random strips, random scrap bits of tissue if you want to. And then remember, once you put them on, to put an extra layer on. And we just keep on going like that. As you can see, it's already starting to look a bit brighter, a bit more colourful. When you think you've really, really covered your jar with your tissue paper and all you can see is the colours and not the glass, it's time for it to dry. So you will need a little bit of patience for that. But it's been really sunny lately, so I actually put mine out in the garden, up safe somewhere, and it dried really quickly. I'll probably say in about an hour it was completely dry. So this is the one that I worked on for a bit longer. So I did lots and lots of layers, and as you can see, it's dried really well. We just get the effect of lots of lovely colours. And it feels hard and it feels solid as well. It doesn't feel like it's going to rip. So then, once that's dry, it's time to arrange our flowers. So you can arrange them however you want to. What I do is once I've got them where I want them to be, I use some masking tape just to put them in place, but of course you could use some sellotape as well, or you might have some electrical tape, any kind of tape. Just hold them into place. So don't forget to be saving your jars, and you could really make as many of these as you wanted. Wow, look at that, for your big jar of beautiful flowers. Now, if you're feeling particularly creative and you want something else to do, you could add whatever you want to your dry jar. Now, I don't advise putting stickers and things onto a wet gluey jar because it might not work very well. But once it's dry, if you've got, I found these little they're sparkly foam shapes in an Easter pack, which I don't need anymore. But I thought, well, flowers, I can still use those. So I have got my trusty Pritt stick. You could use your PVA glue again if you want to, but this should do the job. Just putting some glue on. I'm going to attach some lovely stickers, and it just gives it an extra dimension. It's a bit of a 3D effect now, you see? Add even more colour. You might have stickers from a magazine you could use. You could even draw some pictures or some words, cut them out and stick them on. Make it personal. Make it as a little present for somebody. So they are our flowers in our special handmade flower jar. I hope you've enjoyed that, everybody. So it's time to go now, but thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed this, to like and share, subscribe, and if you can, please visit our GoFundMe page. Goodbye, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.